Oh boy, so I don't mean to be crazy or melodramatic about this. I'm gonna try to explain this evenly. Um, but, well, let me show you the article I'm talking about and play that clip first so you have a little bit of context, and then I'll go back and talk a little bit more. So let's roll the news article clip. I am just almost speechless, to be honest with you. Rochester Public Schools seeking to fill nearly 300 positions as school year approaches. I read the article with my text-to-speech, so I don't know where all the text is exactly, but I'll scroll through. I have been trying to get hired by RPS for almost 2 years. I'm working in preschool care right now, and I love the kids that I work with, but my stepping stone for financial and career reasons that I have been seeking has been working with K through second grade kiddos as they're calling it an educational support staff or educational support professional, something along those lines. It's formerly positions referred to as a paraprofessional. This article right here, at some point, a teacher mentions, or a principal, somebody mentions, that the reason for that is because those staff, though they are sometimes high school age and possibly without a degree, can connect with kids, and that's what's really valuable for teachers. Which is exactly why I've wanted to do this job for so long. I am very qualified. I have about 96 out of 48 necessary college credits. I have a lot of really great references, and I know exactly with whom I would like to work, which is, like I said, kindergarten through second grade kids. And I've applied 24 or more times, probably, if you were to track from the beginning of my time applying to RPS, as well as going to a job fair where I was essentially put on a spreadsheet for all the open positions in the district, and told that they kind of made special note of where I wanted to go and what I wanted to do. And I did get one interview from that, and I still haven't heard anything from them. And that was one interview out of what sounds to be probably, I think in this article they say nearly 100 positions. I don't know what to say, you guys. I'm so frustrated right now because seeing that this is made, the media, that, we're so desperate to hire people, and I've been trying for so long, and maybe I don't, if they're not interested in hiring me, maybe I shouldn't want to work for a school system that doesn't want me there. It's so infuriating to have done so much research on schools, to have put so much time into what I want to do and why I want to do it, to have interviewed a few times here and there, to have even gone outside of Rochester to try to find a job with nothing coming from it other than once in a blue moon a thanks but no thanks. And when I follow up and say, is there anything more that I can do, they say, oh no, you interviewed fantastically, we'll keep your information on file. And then you see that there are nearly 300 positions still open, about a third of which are along the lines of what I want to do, and I'm almost guaranteeing you that some of those are elementary ed positions. I try to be really self-contained. I try to be really professional and even keel at work, in my day-to-day life. I was not expecting to see this. I was honestly getting ready to wind down for the night and to prepare for another day at my child care center type job. And to see this is just, I was not expecting to get so upset, and I'm sorry I keep scrolling up and down. I hope that's not annoying. It's just infuriating to see this, you guys. It really is, especially when I have been doing probably more than most people have to do to try to get a job like this, and I still can't get one. I'm sure you get the point at this point. So that's what I'm feeling. That's what I'm looking at right now. Okay, so now you've seen the article that I'm talking about in kind of a little context. Basically, this started almost 2 years, well, a year and a half ago, I guess, a little more than a year and a half ago, when I worked for about 6 months during COVID at a YMCA, and the kids got sent back to school, to kind of try to go back to normal, less COVID-y times. And so I lost my job. I spent about 6 weeks on unemployment, and during that time is the first round of applications that I sent to the Rochester Public School District, and didn't really get anything out of that first round, and kind of figured, it's chaos, they're trying to put things back together, maybe it's just not the time, and they don't know what they're doing, so I kind of gave them a pass, and I got a job at a preschool, and worked there for about 6 months, and it started getting really crazy with transitions, and I just knew this wasn't exactly the age group that I wanted to work with. During my time at the Y, I kind of honed in on K through 2nd grade. That's really where I wanted to be as a paraprofessional, and so around the time that I left that childcare center, I had sent out another wave of applications, and I think that time I might have had an interview or two, and one of those for sure, I remember hearing back like a thanks but no thanks, and then I kind of followed up and said, is there anything I can do? And they were like, no, you interviewed great, we'll keep you on file. And then I know that school is one of the schools that's hiring still, so it's like, thanks for that. Again, I didn't get anything, and the first place to get back to me where I could make a little more than I was making at the childcare center was the pizza place, and I worked there for 4-ish months, 4.5 months, until they started cutting my hours there. And then I told this story in another video, but the person from the childcare center, who was our director, came back and kind of asked me how things were going. She was going to give me my W-2 for tax time, and I was like, it's a little crazy, I'm struggling a little bit. And she's like, oh, we'll take you back. And I kind of initially was like, I don't know, I really want to go to the schools, and I slept on it, and I was like, well, I need a job. I need to pay my rent. I need to, make things work for myself, so I'll go back. And I have been back there now for over 6 months. I started there, I want to say, the last week in February. So, what is that? February, March, April, May, June, July. So, yeah, about 7 months now. Almost, it'll be 8 in September. And, again, it's a job, and I'm really trying to be grateful for that. And especially that they took me back, because they didn't have to. And I love the kids that I work with. The teacher I work with is amazing. But the fact that, I'm making a little less than $14 an hour right now, and these para jobs start between 15 and 16, a lot of them. And to see that article, that they're so desperate to hire people, and that all these positions are available, and that they value people who want to connect with the kids, I don't know in what other way I can phrase this. I don't know how else to even put myself out there. I have references to talk about experiences that I've had. I have stories about connecting with kids and wanting to make an impact and wanting to do this job. I have the qualifications necessary by miles. Yeah, I'm blind. It's gonna take some adapting. It's gonna take some changes. But I'm not even getting the chance to do that. One school just turned me down because they didn't think I could help enough at recess, when I gave them a lot of ways that I could do that. In the interview, I'm ridiculously transparent about my disability and how it might affect me and things that I can do to help myself. And apparently that's not good enough. And that's the only school where I've gotten a direct why they didn't hire me, which it probably isn't legal, to be honest, but I can't do anything about that. It is so infuriating to be in this position right now, and it's not just because I've been applying every few months for the better part of 2 years. It's that has led to nothing, and I've watched people around me get hired for similar jobs. And I don't know what I need to do. I don't know what I need to say. I don't know what it takes for me to get a job like this, when I have everything you're supposed to have on paper. A college degree is not going to fix this. I don't know. I don't know what else to say. It's so frustrating, and that's why I titled it this way. I feel like I've been fired before I've been hired. I'm not even getting the chance, and they're just kind of waving me away, and I don't know what to do with that. I don't know what to do with that. I have no more words, to be honest. hopefully this made some kind of sense. If you've watched other things on the channel, you'll have more context for this. If you haven't, my March update as well as my employability versus reality video are two that I've talked a little bit about what's been going on, but yeah, I hope this makes some kind of sense. I don't know. Thanks for checking this out, and hopefully I'll see you in a little bit better spirits down the road. This stuff happens, and I get that, but I just needed to talk about it. So, alright, have a good one, everybody, and we'll hopefully talk to you soon. Peace.